whatever happened to flowers and chocolates?
It's kind of deep for a first date, don't you think?
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 creepiest romantic gestures in movies.
You are the boy from the market. I knew it. Why did you lie to me?
Jasmine, I'm sorry.
Did you think I was stupid?
For this list, we're taking a look at grand proclamations of love that the characters view as romantic, when they're actually kind of disturbing.
You want to see the most beautiful thing I've ever filmed?
We're excluding Edward watching Bella sleep in Twilight, because that's not really a gesture, even if it is incredibly creepy.
I like watching you sleep. It's kind of fascinating to me.
Number 10. Cue cards, Love Actually.
Oh, hi.
Who is it?
Learning another language to propose to a woman you barely know is one thing.
Bonita Aurelia, eu vim aqui para te pedir para casar comigo.
But announcing your affection via cue cards is another level of creepy. Andrew Lincoln's Mark is secretly in love with his best friend's wife. To clear the air, Mark decides to tell the woman of his dreams exactly how he feels. Since he can't bring himself to say the words out loud, Mark writes them down. While the characters view this as quirky and charming, it really makes Mark look like a deranged serial killer. Seriously, he even shows her a picture of a corpse. Dude, this isn't The Walking Dead. Number 9. Reading her diary. Bridget Jones' diary.
Give me just a minute. Keep yourself busy, read something.
Rule 1 of dating: under no circumstances do you read your significant other's diary. Stumbling upon Bridget's personal writings, Mark discovers that she hasn't always felt so highly of him. A normal person would just confront Bridget and have an honest conversation.
Mark? Mark?
Instead, he decides to storm off without saying a word, leaving Bridget to believe he's gone forever.
Crazy girl!
Our valiant heroine chases after Mark in her underwear, learning that he's actually purchased her a new diary to make a fresh start.
It's only a diary. Everyone knows diaries are just full of crap.
I know that. I was just buying you a new one.
A heads up would have been nice. Maybe Bridget should have chosen Daniel.
That was fantastic.
Number 8. Seducing Padme. Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones.
From the moment I met you, all those years ago, not a day has gone by when I haven't thought of you.
The fact that these star-crossed lovers first meet when Anakin's a little boy and Padme's a young woman is already pretty weird.
Are you an angel?
What?
An angel. I heard the deep space pilots talk about them. They're the most beautiful creatures in the universe.
Yet their relationship manages to become even creepier when Anakin grows up and turns into a gawking stalker.
The closer I get to you, the worse it gets. The thought of not being with you.
Seeing as how dialogue isn't George Lucas's strong suit, it shouldn't come as a surprise that Anakin's declarations of love sound more obsessive than romantic.
I'm haunted by the kiss that you should never have given me. My heart is beating, hoping that that kiss will not become a scar.
Ladies, if a guy says that he thinks about you constantly and that you're tormenting his soul, file a restraining order.
You are in my very soul, tormenting me.
He may seem harmless at first, but it's only a matter of time until he turns to the dark side.
Anakin, you're breaking my heart.
Number 7. Redo date, Groundhog Day.
Are you seeing anyone?
I think this is getting too personal. I don't think I'm ready to share this with you.
Some people can never say the right thing on a date. Fortunately for Phil Connors, he keeps repeating the same day over and over again.
What day is this?
It's February 2nd. Groundhog Day. Yeah. Sorry. You know, I thought it was yesterday.
This gives him unlimited chances to orchestrate the perfect date with co-worker Rita. Phil learns everything about Rita, which might sound romantic at first.
Oh, yeah? You weren't in broadcasting or journalism, anything like that?
Believe it or not, I studied 19th century French poetry.
That is, until you realize that he's spending days on end lying to her, manipulating everything that happens between them.
Where did you get that?
Well, I went over to the snowman shop.
Granted, Phil eventually realizes the error of his ways, and Rita falls for the new man he becomes. At the end of the day, though, their relationship is still essentially built on deceit.
No, there is something going on with you.
Would you like the long version or the short?
Let's start with the short and go from there.
Number 6. Todd's Gift. Wedding Crashers.
Gloria, go to sleep, honey. It's not Gloria. Jesus Christ!
As if getting raped by Gloria in the middle of the night wasn't insane enough, Jeremy receives an even more shocking surprise upon finding the closeted Todd in his bed.
We had a moment at the dinner table, didn't we?
No, we did not have a moment at the dinner table.
Yes, we had a moment.
Insisting that they made a connection at the dinner table earlier, Todd attempts to play tummy sticks with Jeremy and reveals a painting he made for him.
I made you a painting.
What?
I call the painting Celebration. It's sexual and violent.
The tortured artist describes the nude portrait of Jeremy as sexual and violent, although it's really just plain unsettling, not to mention hilarious.
Hide. You gotta hide.
No.
Yes.
They need to know about us. It's okay.
In an even more bizarre turn of events, Jeremy decides to keep Todd's gift.
Okay. That was nice. That was nice. Please let me just sleep.
Number 5. Sound of Silence. The Graduate.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
If you think The Graduate ended on a triumphantly romantic note, you are sorely mistaken. Rushing to a church to break up a wedding, Benjamin desperately calls out the bride's name. Elaine abruptly decides to ditch her fiancé, shatter her family, and flee with Ben. As the lovebirds sit on a bus together, it appears that true love has conquered all. Reflecting on what just happened, however, both Benjamin and Elaine realize that this impulsive act probably wasn't the best idea. The two aren't even sure they really love each other.
Because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping.
Too afraid to address their feelings, they just ride away in silence.
Within the sound of silence.
Number 4. No singing in the classroom. Parenthood.
Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near?
There's a time and a place for everything.
Susan, I need to talk to you.
Now, Nathan, I have a class.
Seeing as how Nathan is a scientist, you'd think that he'd realize that a classroom is no place to rekindle things with his estranged wife.
I love you, Susan.
Those are words. They don't solve anything.
Ambushed in the middle of teaching, Susan pleads with Nathan to stop serenading her with a rendition of Close to You.
Just like me, they long to be close to you.
Nathan, please, I'll lose my job.
Alas, he keeps singing until she finally agrees to come home.
Close to you.
Nathan, you're crazy.
They share a kiss, and the whole class erupts with applause. Of course, if this were real life, the school would receive numerous phone calls from angry parents, and someone would be getting fired for inappropriate conduct.
Nathan, I don't think you're capable of change.
Number 3. Obsessed or Curious. American Beauty.
I didn't mean to scare you. I just think you're interesting.
Ricky Fitz is either the wisest person in American Beauty, or he's simply a total lunatic.
I really don't need to have some psycho obsessing about me right now.
Whether he's obsessed or just curious, secretly taping the girl next door isn't exactly everyday behavior, let alone romantic. Neither is spelling out her name in Fire on the Lawn.
It says psycho next door. Jane, what if he worships you?
Even when Jane consents to being filmed, it's hard to deny that this gesture is still borderline psychopathic. Then again, Jane clearly isn't the most stable-minded person either.
Want me to kill him for you?
Yeah. Would you?
Maybe these two rebellious teens are meant for each other, and we're just not looking close enough.
I'm not obsessing. Just curious.
Number 2, threatening suicide. The Notebook.
You want to dance with me?
No,
Why not?
because I don't want to.
Although Allie's on a date with another guy and makes it abundantly clear that she's not interested in Noah, the love-stricken young man refuses to give up without a fight.
Did you see he was standing like 2 inches away from her face? Yeah, I saw. That's Noah, though.
Relentlessly pursuing her, Noah resorts to hanging from a Ferris wheel, saying he'll let go if she doesn't go on a date with him.
Well, will you go out with me?
What? No!
No.
No!
No.
Hey, pal, she just told you.
Why not?
I don't know, because I don't want to.
All right, well, you leave me no other choice then.
Caught off guard, Allie sees little choice but to accept. If anybody other than Ryan Gosling tried to pull this stunt off, we're pretty sure nobody would be charmed.
You think you're so smart, don't you?
That wasn't funny, no, you idiot!
In fact, we think Allie would have called the cops instead. Nevertheless, this socially inept action inexplicably commences a storybook romance.
You're not so cocky now, are you?
I'm gonna get you, Phil.
Before we get to our top pick, here are some honorable mentions.
What did you say?
I release you. You're no longer my prisoner.
You mean I'm free?
Yes.
Do you honestly take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife, to have and to hold, from this day forth, as long as you both shall live?
I have loved her through the birth of my 3 perfect children. I have loved her even when I've hated her. Only married couples will understand that one.
Kate McKay. Of the McKays of...
Massapequa.
Massapequa.
I don't know where to put them anymore.
That little guy must be exhausted.
No, there's another one, too. They go in shifts.
Honey.
No, I know. It's great, but he's just wasting it on the wrong person.
Number 1, porn theater. Taxi Driver.
Hi there.
Hi. Got a nice day today?
Not particularly.
Travis Bickle just might be the most unromantic character in the history of cinema. He desperately wants to blend into society and make a connection with another person, but just can't seem to function.
I should get one of those signs that says one of these days I'm gonna get organized.
You mean organized?
His date with Betsy starts off on a solid note as he gets dressed up and buys her a present.
Got a present.
Ah!
But things take a turn for the worse when they go to a dirty movie.
You gotta be kidding.
What?
This is a dirty movie.
To Travis, this seems like a normal activity for couples to partake in. To his date, however, this is a clear sign that Travis knows nothing about women, romance, or basic human interaction.
There are other places I can take you. Only other than movies I can take you to. I don't know much about them, but I can take you other places.
Which is different.
Do you agree with our list? What do you think is the creepiest romantic gesture in film?
C'était vous.
Non, Roxane, non.
J'aurais dû deviner quand vous disiez mon nom.
Non, ce n'était pas moi.
C'était vous.
Je vous jure.
J'aperçois toute la généreuse imposture. Les lettres, c'était vous.
For more entertaining top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
It was one of those days where it's a minute away from snowing. And there's this electricity in the air.